Hi everyone! Boy, do I have a Christmas gift for you. So this morning I got a message from one of my viewers sending me to a video by another viewer, Robyn Storm3, pointing out that 3 kings died on Christmas Day.
The father and 2 sons died in a fire. 3 kings died on Christmas Day.
Now, if you want to go see her video, I'll leave a link in the description box. And thank you very much for pointing this out. And I'm just going to start by playing the video. It is full of presents.
We have a Christmas tragedy to tell you about tonight. A Bucks County father and 2 of his children were killed when their house went up in flames while they slept overnight. Investigators think the family's Christmas tree could be to blame.
Okay, first of all, I don't know if you recall, but some time ago there was a story about a house fire, and it had to do with Bucks again, and this was before the Bucks versus the Suns basketball game, and they also mentioned basketball. One of the sons in this fire used to play basketball. I'll get to that later, but the fire took place in Bucks County, which has to do with the dollar. This all ties into the financial system as well, but it's not just that. I mean, everything is connected. I'm going to take a little slightly different approach in explaining what Christmas tree represents. So tree is timber, wood, beam, log, stake. Norse tre, which is 3, trio. Be firm, solid, steadfast. Wood, tree. Now in Norse mythology, wood is Odin. Odin is your third eye, and the tree is your spine. So the lights on the tree are the chakras, and you light up the chakras on the way up to the top of the tree, and at the top of the tree is the star, and the star is your light. Thing made of wood, especially the cross of the crucifixion. The cross is the X that it's representative of the cube, the box that we live in, the material world. That is the cross that we bear, the cross that we are living in, Jesus on the cross. Now, gifts under the tree. That which is given, dowry, to give or receive. Poison, poison. Sense of natural talent, like what is your gift that you give to the world? What is it that you are good at that you give to the world? Inspiration, that inspiration is your natural talent that you are inspired to by source, by God. Bride price, dowry, marriage gift. What is the gift that you give to the alchemical marriage that lights up your Christmas tree? Morganatic, a word used to denote the marriage of a man of high rank to a woman of lower station, with stipulations limiting her claims, also of the marriage of a woman of high rank to a man of lower station. Marriage of the morning, morning gift, morn and gift. And Venus is called the morning star, a gift to the morning star. The morning star, the star being at the top of the tree. The alchemical marriage, left versus right, being married together. In an unequal marriage between a man of royal blood and a common woman, this was a gift traditionally given to the wife on the morning after consummation, representing the only share she and her children may claim in the husband's estate, also known as left-handed marriage, because the groom gives the bride his left hand instead of his right, but sometimes this latter term is used of a class of marriage, especially in Germany, where the spouse of inferior rank is not elevated, but the children inherit rights of succession. Poison. A deadly potion or substance, also figuratively, spiritually corrupting ideas, evil intentions. Poison, a drink, especially medical drink. A magic potion, poisonous drink. A drinking, a drink, a poisonous drink, to drink. So if you recall Alice in Wonderland, she drinks a potion to shrink and to grow big, which is the equivalent of the red pill versus the blue pill. And so the poison, again, poison is also the flip side of love. To some, love is a poison because it's not palatable to them. So your gift is your love. The more usual Indo-European word for this is represented in English by virus. This shift might have been partly euphemistic, partly by influence of Greek dosis, a potion prescribed, literally a giving, to mean an amount of medicine or dose. Present, being in the same place as someone or something existing at the same time. French present, evident at hand, within reach, as a noun, the present time. Be before, be at hand, before, essay, to be. Make a formal presentation, give as a gift or award, bestow, approach with a gift, bring or lay before one for acceptance. Demonstrate, reveal, offer, display. The present time, now passing this point in time. Fact or being present, portion of space around someone. Okay, so the way I see this shaping up to be is the tree is in the middle of the presents that are around its base. The presents represent Earth, the present moment, time and space, the tree being in the middle, and that's representative of the middle of the torus that we live in. The torus is the Tory or the tree. Your gifts are what you give, your talent that you present to the world, but it's also the poison, the love that you present to yourself that rises up the spine, the tree being the spine or the pine tree, and it rises up your spine and lights up your chakras, the lights on the tree, up to the pineal gland or the pineal gland up at the top of the tree, and that is your light. If love is your gift and it is not palatable, then it is poison. It is love, it lights up your tree. It's basically the ascension process.
NBC 10's Stephen Fisher joins us live from Quakertown. And Stephen, the school district there has already told families about this really heartbreaking situation.
This happened in Quakertown. Now, Quaker is a member of the Christian denomination known as Religious Society of Friends. The word in a literal sense of one who or that which trembles. An agent noun from quake, the notion of trembling in religious awe, as in Old English, quaking meaning fear and reverence. Quake of the earth, tremble, shudder of persons from cold, emotion, fear, fever, chatter of teeth, related to, I can't even read that, to shake, swing, move, vibrate, trembling in fear.
Yeah, and Ted, there's really just not a lot of words to describe the sadness, the heartbreak.
His name is Stephen Fisher. Fisher, Jesus was known as the Fisher of Men.
Surrounding what took place here at this home off of Essex Court here in Quakertown very early this morning.
Essex Court. Essex. So Essex means East Saxons. Okay, so East Saxon, East, Old English, East, easterly, eastward, towards the sunrise, to shine, especially of the dawn. The east is the direction in which dawn breaks. So dawn breaks, when you say that something dawned on you, this is representative of awakening. Southern austral, southern or pertaining to the south, south wind, south, towards the dawn. The Latin sense shift in auster, if it is indeed the same word, other Indo-European languages use for east, for which Latin uses oriens, see orient. And it's we three kings of Orient are. Os is to shine, source of aurora, which also produces words for burning, reference to the hot south wind that blows into Italy. Thus, Auster is hot south wind, metaphorically extended to south. Auster is also star, to shine, aurora, aurora borealis, the Orient. This is all about being enlightened. In Orient, the direction east, the part of the horizon where the sun first appears. The rising sun, the east, part of the sky where the sun rises, originally rising, or oriri, to rise. See origin. So, again, to rise, leavening. Leavening is to rise out of the present, out of the material, and rise into your gold, your AU, your light.
You can see some of the damage that took place at these homes from that fire. And yes, the fire did destroy this home. It damaged a neighboring home, but most notably and unfortunately took the lives of a father and his two sons. This is video from the
Emergency alerts of southeastern Pennsylvania. So again, southeastern, and we just talked about the east and the orient, the southeastern. South means sun.
Emergency alerts of southeastern PA. It shows immense flames shooting from this house. The fire started around 1:20 Christmas morning. This home belongs to Eric and Kristen King and their three sons.
Now this is the picture that is going around the media outlets, and if you have eyes to see, you can tell it's fake. These people aren't even in this church. It's like it's Photoshop cut out. This isn't even a family. This kid doesn't belong in this picture. So yeah, the Jesus is here. They're in a church, and they're the three kings who died in the fire.
We're told the father, Eric, and his two sons, Liam and Patrick, ages 8 and 11 years old, did not survive.
This man's name is Eric, Patrick, and Liam, and the sons were 11 and 8, which is your 88. So they're in the infinity loop. This is where things get really funny. Eric means forever ruler, always ruler. So there's one king. Patrick, nobleman. There's two kings. And Liam is short for William, which is strong-willed warrior, protector. Helmet of will. Strong-willed warrior, resolute protector. There's the third king.
Did not survive. Kristen, the mother, and their oldest son, 13-year-old Brady, were able to make it out of the house and were taken to the hospital. Liam and Patrick.
So the mother's name is Kristen, which is follower of Christ. And the other boy's name is Brady. Brady means descendant of Bradak, which means spirited. It's again referring to the Christ story.
We're both students at Richland Elementary School, and I've spoken with people here in this neighborhood. Nobody wanted to speak on camera, but everyone is devastated. Kristen and Brady were taken to the hospital for burns and smoke inhalation. Yeah, we're back live now, and people, they have stopped by today to leave these flowers, a stuffed animal, and there's even a cross behind there right on the front lawn. The Kings, they were well known and well liked.
Here's Eyewitness News reporter Howard Monroe.
A neighborhood awoken by fire. This house at 11 Essex Court.
So this fire took place at a semi-detached house. One is number 11 and the other is number 13. Number 11 is the one where the fire took place, which is the one that burned down, and the number 13 was scorched. So number 11 represents the twin pillars. So the duality has burned down, and the 13, the Christ, is merely scorched, and the two people escaped. Two people survived. So the 3 kings died in the fire at number 11.
In Quakertown burst into flames at about 1:30 Saturday morning.
So the fire was at 1:30, which is 13. Brady is also 13. 13 is Christ.
3 family members, a father and his 11 and 8-year-old sons, were killed. Their mother and another 13-year-old son were able to escape with injuries.
Police arrived. They found the structure completely involved in fire.
So this guy's name is Scott McElvery. And at first glance you would think that that doesn't mean anything, but if you look it up, Scott means a person from Scotland, wanderer. But McElvery, son of the brindled lad. Gray with bands of darker gray or black. Well, scroll down a little bit and it gets a little bit more interesting. Variegated by streaks and spots. Brindled of horses, cows, dogs, marked with streaks, streaked with a darker color. Brown color. Burn means burn, to heat, warm. The etymological sense of the adjective appears to be marked as though by branding or burning. Form altered perhaps by influence of kindled. Here, Proto-Indo-European root meaning to heat or warm. It forms all or part of brand, brandish, brandy, brimstone, brindled, forceps, fornax, fornicate, fornication, fornix, furnace, hypothermia, thermal, thermo, and thermos. Now, some time ago I did a video showing that the fornix is the furnace, is where your gold is stored. Fort Knox. That's referring to the fornix.
The fire jumped to an adjoining house, but people in that house were able to get out unharmed. By daybreak, you can see the house was gutted. Once fire crews left, neighbors emerged from their...
See, there's the number 13 for the address. So she's got a pink coffee container. Pink is the inverse of green. So green being heart chakra, pink is also heart chakra. She's got one with X's on it. The X is the diamond pattern, the IXXI, which is the fabric of our reality. But we're also moving to planet X, planet Nibiru, which is also Venus.
Camera. One left a Christmas wreath on the front lawn as a makeshift memorial. Another woman said that she would see the boys playing basketball in the quiet cul-de-sac. The state...
Now they mentioned basketball. Basketball is a big theme, and I did several videos of it in breakdowns before. But basketball and Bucks, you have the red versus the blue. The Bucks game in 2020 when they announced a whole new game, and so it's representative of the whole new game.
State Fire Marshal will give a final determination on the cause of the fire, but police officials say it was
the red versus blue here, and it's burned. To me, represents the end of the duality system.
Devastation, heartbreak, and tragedy on Christmas morning.
3 of the family members are deceased as a result of the fire.
Investigators say this house fire took the... Devastation, heartbreak, and tragedy on Christmas.
This guy's name's Gray Hall. Now, gray is what you get when you marry white and black. So gray is the symbol of the alchemical marriage. Let's see if Hall means anything. To cover, conceal, save. Passageway in a building evolved from 17th century, from the time when the doors to private rooms opened into a public room of the house. Space in a ship below the lower deck, the hole, hollow, holster, housing, ornamental covering, hull, seed covering. To cover, so in a shell, husk, the covering, okay, so the gray is the alchemical marriage of the black versus the white. Hull is a hollow, or the hole in the wall. It's also the covering, or the shell, or the husk that conceals the light. It hides the light. It's secret. It's the fornix. It's the place where your gold is stored. It's Oh hell. Oh hell. Go and see my video that talks about the Phoenix Rising, because it's all in there. All of this. It's all the same stuff. It's fornix. It's the place in your skull where your gold is stored.
Investigators say this house fire took the lives of a 41-year-old dad and his 2 sons. Only
So as the father is 41, that's your number 5 for your Venus.
11 and 8 years old. A GoFundMe page has been set up to help this family, identified as the King family of Quakertown.
I couldn't see anybody, so I thought that they got everyone out, but...
Now this kid here is allegedly a friend of the family, of the son that survived. He's not at all distraught. He's a crisis actor named Wilson Martinez. The company that makes basketballs is called Wilson. They make volleyballs and basketballs and that sort of thing. The kids played basketball. And Wilson is the son of Will I Am Shakespeare, and Martinez, son of Martin, Roman god Mars, god of war.
Yeah, it was kind of sad. It was really sad to realize that, not everybody was saved.
Not everybody was saved. To me, that line stood out to me because it's like he was stumbling to try and remember what he was supposed to say.
To realize that, not everybody was saved.
So not everybody was saved. So the 3 kings died, and the mother and the son were saved. You could say the mother represents mother, like Mary, but her name's Kristen, so she's a follower of Christ, and the son was Brady. And so those 2, and the son was 13, which is Christ. So those 2 were saved. The other 3 died.
Mother and another child were able to make it out of that fire alive. The Martinez family says they knew the victims.
He was in my class. He survived. His mother survived. I knew them. And then I got the news that sadly his father and his brother's died.
Oh, I can't. It's
This guy's name is Noel. Noel is Christmas. They spelled his name wrong. They missed the Z at the end.
I'm Christian. I hope I know it's something after this life, but I don't want to lose like my kids.
A day that's supposed to be about family and celebration, horrifically disrupted by fire. The mother and son who escaped were not seriously injured, but now live with the reality of what this fire robbed them.
This is Donald Duck, DD, for your 4x4.
And according to that GoFundMe, the couple were high school sweethearts, but sadly this family forever devastated. This community has a big hole in its heart as it tries to come to grips with this enormous loss.
And he has to end the story with this community has a big hole in its heart. Hole in its heart. Heart being Venus, heart being love, hole in the heart. Right now we're going through this situation with the illness that is the cure, the poison is causing an inflammation of the heart. So final story here, final clipping.
Jan, we can confirm that 3 people died in this overnight fire here. Now, the police, they were called out here at about 1:30 this morning along with the fire crews. And from what we were just told by the police chief here, that this home here is actually a twin. So 2 homes.
Okay, this fire truck is number 17. It's a number 8. This is number 18. Your number 9 for completion, Christ consciousness. So these houses were twins. They use the word twins, which is unusual. It's a semi-detached house. So for them to use the word twins is very strange. And twins has kind of come up a few times in the media lately. Twins being Thomas, Didymus, and one house burned and it affected the other only partly. I'm not quite sure what that means, but if you have an idea of what that means, please leave it in the comments section. I'd love to hear your take on it. The story of the three kings is the three wise men, or the three kings, the three magi, were distinguished foreigners in the Gospel of Matthew and Christian tradition. Now, when you are anointed, you are kinged. King, kai, Christed, anointed, kinged. This is what happens when you become whole or holy. So they are said to have visited Jesus after his birth, bearing gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Well, gold is your AU, your authenticity, your light, your gold, your God. Frankincense and myrrh. Frankincense is an aromatic gum resin from a certain type of tree, used anciently as incense and in religious rituals. Noble, true, frank. Frank means to be honest, right? Being frank. Free, liberal, generous, outspoken, frank, free, without hindrance, exempt from, sincere, genuine, open, gracious, generous, worthy, noble, illustrious, free, at liberty, exempt from service as a noun, a free man, frank. So Gabby Petito story, Charles, Caroline, Carolina, all of those names mean free man. And many, many stories have been around free man means frank. Generalization of the tribal name connection is that Franks, as a conquering class alone, had the status of freemen in a world that knew only free captive or slave. So frankincense is not referring to the physical aromatic gum that's used as incense. It is to do with you. It is about being pure, the highest quality. You have purified yourself because you are free. You are whole. You have gone through the alchemical process. This was in the candle story. Candle, in the candle factory fire, canned, it means to shine. So when you are free and whole and holy, you shine. It forms part of candle or candelabra, candescent, candid, candidate, candle, candor, candelier, chandelier, frankincense, incandescence, incandescent, incense, substance producing a sweet smell when burned. To give light, shine, candra, shining, glowing, moon, coal, to shine. So it all has to do with you being the shining one, the Anunnaki, the shining one who came here to mine gold. Alright, so that's frankincense. And myrrh is also a gummy resinous exudation of certain plants of Arabia and Ethiopia. Again, it is not literal. Myrtle, evergreen bush with fragrant white flowers. Evergreen. Evergreen has been another code. In ancient times, it was sacred to Venus. So the story in Matthew 2, the Magi visit the Messiah. After Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea, during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the one who has been born King of the Jews? We saw his star when it rose and have come to worship him." When King Herod heard this, he was disturbed, and all Jerusalem with him. When he had called together all the people's chief priests and teachers of the law, he asked them where the Messiah was to be born. "In Bethlehem in Judea," they replied, "for this is what the prophet has written. But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah. For out of you will come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel." Then Herod called the Magi secretly and found out from them the exact time the star had appeared. He sent them to Bethlehem and said, "Go and search carefully for the child. As soon as you find him, report to me so I too may go and worship him." After they heard the king, they went on their way, and the star they had seen when it rose went ahead of them until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshipped him. Then they opened their treasures and presented him with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, they returned to their country by another route. The escape to Egypt. When they had gone, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream. "Get up," he said. "Take the child and his mother and escape to Egypt. Stay there until I tell you, for Herod is going to search for the child to kill him." So he got up, took the child and his mother during the night, and left for Egypt, where he stayed until the death of Herod. And so was fulfilled what the Lord had said through the prophet, "Out of Egypt I called my son." When Herod realized he had been outwitted by the Magi, he was furious, and he gave orders to kill all the boys in Bethlehem and its vicinity who were 2 years old and under, in accordance with the time he had learned from the Magi. Then what was said through the prophet Jeremiah was fulfilled. A voice is heard in Ramah, weeping in great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children and refusing to be comforted because they are no more. After Herod died, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt and said, "Get up, take the child and his mother and go to the land of Israel, for those who were trying to take the child's life are dead." So he got up and took the child and his mother and went to the land of Israel. But when he heard that Archelaus was reigning in Judea in place of his father Herod, he was afraid to go there. Having been warned in a dream, he withdrew to the district of Galilee. And he went and lived in a town called Nazareth. So was fulfilled what was said through the prophets, that he would be called a Nazarene. This story is not literal. It's not historical. It's not literal. And it's all about you. And they're showing it in the Matrix system through the news. Yeah, so that's your Merry Christmas. That's your Christmas present. I hope you enjoyed it. Got a good laugh out of it. And I was not expecting to have a decode, but there you are. Merry Christmas. Hope you had a good one. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.